Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Friday, the 30th day of August. It's almost September. I can't believe that. It is National Toasted Marshmallow Day. Those are good.
Oh, love them.
She likes them well toasted.
Very toasty.
Frankenstein Day today, International Whale Shark Day, National Beach Day. It's interesting those two would go together, whale sharks and beaches. National Grief Awareness Day, Holistic Pet Day, and National College Colors Day. This is the time of year people start, turning out in the college colors, because they got like football and different sports that they're celebrating. We're not sports people, so I have no idea what sport is going on right now, but there's sports. I know there is. Also, I got a guest joining me. Not one, but two guests. There's a program on Amazon Prime and Amazon Freevee. It's called Classified. I've got the creator of the program and one of the stars of the program joining me in just a bit. This is filmed in South Africa, and it looks actually pretty fascinating. We'll chat all about it coming up.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. What's the first thing you do when you're bored? Got a couple minutes to kill. Do you pull out your phone, mess
Most
around on
people
social
do,
media?
yeah.
Well, here's a tip. Avoid swiping any online videos because you will end up even more bored than you were before. Research shows quickly watching snippets of videos before moving on to the next one and the next one and the next one. It's called digital switching. It increases your boredom factor instead of alleviating it. A study of 1,200 volunteers found that people reported being less bored when they watched just one video, but the viewing experience of more and more and more and more videos made them actually more bored. How crazy is that? Study author Katie Y.Y. Tam concluded, just like paying for more immersive experience in a movie theater, more enjoyment comes from immersing oneself in online videos rather than swiping through them. So
I'm not a video person. Even when people send them to me,
know.
I don't watch them.
I share stuff, and I'm like, did you see that? And she's like, no, I didn't see. I've unfriended you weeks ago. All right. That is surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that eating your offspring could be a sign of good parenting for some species? Other animals, not people.
Okay.
The creatures devouring their babies may be horrific to us, but for some animals, like certain fish and reptiles and amphibians, it's not the case, according to 2019 research that was published in Frontiers in Ecology and Evolution. Among these creatures, sacrificing some of their young by a cannibalism may be a way to help their other offspring survive when overcrowding becomes a problem.
I see.
They're saying it's normal. I'm saying still sounds weird to me.
Yeah.
We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Inside Out 2 has confirmed a special opening for home release. The Pixar blockbuster set to arrive on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD on September 30th. The home viewing format will feature a range of additional features, including a brand new cold open. The description reads, in this alternate opening, a now 13-year-old Riley awkwardly fumbles her way through an original song she wrote for school auditions. So you'll get to see that and other stuff that you didn't see if you went to it.
That movie did really well.
It did really well. And they're like, how do we get any of these people to watch it at home? They're like, oh, new content. And Johnny Depp's second directorial effort, Modi, 3 Days on the Wings of Madness, will make its debut in a film festival next month. The film stars an Italian painter. It's set to premiere in the festival out of a competition strand. So it's competing against other films, apparently.
Okay.
So This is the second time he directed something. First one was back 1997. He
Oh, it's
directed
been
a
a
thing
while.
called The Brave. Yeah. Big screen, he's been busy with, lawsuits, movies, and other stuff. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Children in England will be taught how to spot fake news as part of a planned overhaul in the school's curriculum. I'm going to pause right there and say,
Yeah.
do you think that sounds like a good idea, Heidi?
Not me. No.
And the thing is, I'm cool with kids being able to spot fake news, but fake news based on what?
Right. Based on what?
Because so many things come out and they go, fake news, this is not true, and then they find out,
and then
okay,
it turns out it was true.
but they'll say, okay, it's true, but we didn't like the way this was worded. So that's the thing I don't like about it. It's, again,
yeah.
here's one
Not
thing that
good.
I would be okay with this. I think any account that's a parody account, it should say in the name of that account that it's a parody account.
Yeah.
Because I see so many times where people, like, big fights have started over something that was shared, and then you find out that it's not real. This is a parody account. It's
Right.
it's fake. It's fake, on purpose. It's supposed to be funny. But so many times it's not funny. It angers people because they don't realize it's a joke. And then they're reading this going, nothing surprises me now. So, again, I think I would be okay with any account that's a parody account. It should say it literally in their name, such and such, whatever, and then behind it, parody account, or somehow note that. Let's move back to this story, though. Again, children in England taught how to spot fake news as a part of a planned overhaul of the school curriculum. The perils of online misinformation were brought into the spotlight earlier this month when false information helped fuel violent riots across the UK as a result. Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson announced it's more important than ever that we give young people the knowledge and skills to be able to challenge what they see online. The curriculum review is intended to help plans to embed critical skills in lessons to arm our children against the disinformation, fake news, and putrid conspiracy theories awash on social media. So here's the thing that I'll say. Again, if they were showing videos of things that were happening and you're saying that that's fake news, how is it fake news? Mm-hmm. Because in England, they were literally trying to arrest people for sharing things that were really happening. That's why I thought it was suspect that this is coming out right now. They're like, oh, we're going to crack down on fake news. Okay. Again, I would love to see their description of what that is going to entail. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Excited to visit with not one, but two amazing people, Kagiso Lediga and Christine Horn. They're working on a program called Classified. It is available on Amazon Prime and Amazon Freevee. And Kagiso, you are the creator of this program. Where did you come up with the idea for Classified?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obsessed with spies, so that's I kind of done a previous show which was centered around a female spy, and then I got approached by Skybound, which is the company that produce, the studio from America. They produce shows like Invincible and The Walking Dead, and they went along though with two 70-something-year-old former CIA station chiefs who had worked all over the world and traveled with their families, where they stationed in all these different cities. They kind of went with their families and they used their children, in the espionage. They said something like, to infiltrate the Kremlin in Moscow is very difficult, but you can do it when you're in like Rio. If you're stationed in Sao Paulo or Bogota and your children go to the same school as the children of the Russian ambassador, they become friends, they come over to the house for dinners, you get them drunk, and over the period, there's entrapment, compromise happens. You get secrets on them, and then when they go back to Russia, they're now your asset because you know so much about them. But the kids were really integral in that kind of relationship and this espionage. And they said, do you think there's a show? And I heard, I was like, where do I sign? So that was really exciting.
So even though it's not based on a true story, it's based on things that do really happen.
Exactly.
And this program is based in South Africa. Christine Horn is joining us right now. And in this project, you're surrounded by some very talented kids, and your character is a super important character, isn't she?
Yes, I played the stepmom to the main character, Ella, who was a CIA station chief in South Africa. So I'm an American working in South Africa, and they end up using my stepdaughter to become a spy and get some things done that I want her to do. So it's very juicy because on the surface, my character without giving too many spoilers, I'm living a double life. Let's just say that. So on the surface, it's giving suburban mom, and then we find out very quickly that there is more than meets the eye with her.
Now, Christine, you've had a chance to be a part of big movies that are on the big screen and also on television, on network TV and all of that. This is done for Prime Video, Amazon Prime, and Amazon Freevee. How different is that for you when you're doing a project like this, or is it still kind of the same?
For me, no, it's all the same. I think probably the only difference with streaming with this show, we shot a bit out of order. So sometimes on one day we would shoot some from different episodes. I had the opportunity to be shot with 3 directors for this whole series, which was really great because you get different types of direction and feedback. But no, as far as the preparation of character, it's all the same to me.
And Kagiso, you are the creator of this program. And how different is it? I know you've got shows that you've done on television. How different is it when you're doing something for streaming, Amazon Prime and Amazon Freevee? Is there a big difference in the way you approach a project like this?
Yeah, totally. I mean, because for me, it's kind of the approach, with television is that weekly thing, and with the late night news was very similar to something like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart or Trevor Noah, where it's kind of current affairs, whereas with this, and very much comedy, like super, super funny. Everything is about the jokes, Whereas with this, it's kind of similar to making a film. It's like kind of a giant production. And as Christine said, we didn't shoot it in order. It's just like in a film. You kind of go, we got this location for this long, and we shoot it out, and then we go to the next thing. And so it's like, I like to call it the sun chaser's war, because it's like, yes, there's kind of battle to it's always kind of the sun and time is working against you, but it's also this grand adventure that you have this troop. There's like circus of soldiers, and and you have like 3 or 4 months to get this thing in the bag. And as you go through it, there's new discovery. There's moments where like Christine will do a scene and go, that little work does not make sense. Can I make it like this? And then you kind of go, hey, that's an interesting idea. Let's explore that, So it's always fun that, like, I find, but also challenging, usually challenging.
Well, it looks like you did an amazing job. Both of you, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Again, the new program is called Classified. It is available now on Amazon Prime and Amazon Freevee. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Singing in a group has been shown to boost your mood. So we have to sing in a group.
Okay.
I don't know what group's going to let us in to sing, but here we come. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Whale sharks have teeth on their eyeballs.
Ew.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Batman's dog is named Ace the Bat Hound. I didn't know that.
I didn't know he had a dog.
How about this? Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A recent study found the average human attention span is now 8.25 seconds,
Yikes.
which is shorter than a goldfish, which has an attention span of 9 seconds. And if that is accurate, then by the time I started reading that and by the time I finished
You had
reading
already
that,
zoned out.
Yeah. So hopefully you're still there for this one. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you kick a ball in space, it will keep going forever unless it hits something. So that's kind of cool. An object in motion stays in motion. See, I remember that from school.
You were paying attention.
I don't remember which class it was in. Might have been art. I don't know. PE?
I
Probably
sincerely
not.
doubt that.
None of those. Several fun facts now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. According to a survey, Wednesday is the most popular day for this. What is it? Seems like a weird thing to do on a Wednesday, but
I don't know.
first date. Isn't that a weird day to have a first date?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Unless, of course, you're saying...
let's just meet up for coffee and
Yeah.
like if it's a blind date
have my
thing.
first date on Wednesday, then we'll have our second date on Thursday. We'll have our
that
third
makes
date
sense.
on Friday.
Then we have the weekend to
And then we'll get
spend
married
together.
Saturday. No?
It's kind of the way it went for
I was
us.
going to say. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Time now for some weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Condiment maker Heinz has announced a new product that combines 14 of their sauces in one. It's called Every Sauce. Heinz calls it a delicious combination of not one, not two, but 14 tasty sauces, from our rich and herby burger sauce to our creamy and indulgent truffle mayo. This one is for the truly obsessed. For those who need to know, the 14 sauces to make every sauce are you ready for it, Heidi?
I'm sure ready.
Burger sauce, garlic sauce, aioli sauce, smoky baconaise, sweet chili chip sauce, saucy sauce, mayo racha sauce, mayo must, truffle mayo, garlic and caramelized onion mayo, curry ketchup, pickle ketchup,
Holy cow.
and smoky bacon ketchup. Sadly, for those who believe that there's no such thing as too much in the way of condiments, it'll exclusively be available in the UK. And I don't understand why they're mixing all those together. But
So in other words, there's a tragic accident at their UK factory
Yeah.
and they need to unload that stuff.
how do we get rid of
They
this?
don't want to throw it away.
Let's try to market this.
Let's say we did
Every
it on
sauce.
purpose.
Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. These TikTok accounts, this one here called Nostalgia Nut, has taken it upon themselves to go through some Gen X names that are so unpopular now that they're obsolete in 2024. The name Karen, of course,
Yeah,
is
of
on the
course,
list.
That's the one I was going to say.
Sorry, Karens.
Yikes.
But here's some other names that they say you would never, ever, ever name your child today. I disagree with the entire list, by the way. Donna, okay. I haven't met a lot of young Donnas.
No.
Carrie, Kerry.
Okay.
Nigel, Tracy, Lindsay, Gary, Cheryl, Claire, Tanya, Lorraine, Wayne, Beverly, Dawn, Stuart, Denise, Keith, and Barry. That is the list of names that, according to some people on TikTok, somebody with the account Nostalgia Nut, they took it upon themselves, even though nobody asked them to. They decided, hey, everybody, these are the names we think are going extinct
We
now.
think these names are yucky.
So, yeah, these names are yucky. I think the names are cool. And I know somebody with almost every name on that list, and they're all awesome people. So if that's your name, don't feel bad. Just go on and unfriend this Nostalgia Nut guy. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today is from John Wayne, also known as, what's his real name?
Marion Morrison.
Yeah, he's from Iowa. Heidi's from Iowa. I thought you looked familiar. So John Wayne, or Marion Morrison, says, life is hard. It's
harder when you're stupid.
When you're stupid. Which is true. I can attest to that. Life is hard. And there are times when I make really dumb decisions and I'm like, I just made that a lot harder for myself. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way, courtesy of genesisgoldira.com. And there's always, some fun little stories on here, but I just thought this would be a really good one. It's one of these good news stories that just kind of makes you feel good, So it's from Brevard County, Florida. A wonderful movement is taking place there, bringing joy and connection to thousands of people through the act of painting rocks.
Okay.
What started as a small gesture of kindness between two women blossomed now into a thriving online community of over 40,000 members. Yeah. Jen began painting rocks as a way to cope with anxiety following a hurricane. She was posting photos of her creations on Facebook. At the same time, her friend Carrie was sharing positive messages on the same platform, encouraging others to spread kindness. When the two came across one another, she was inspired when the second lady came across the rocks. Says, I just felt like today was the day to throw out some kindness, throw out some reminders that you, as one person, can make a difference. That spark led to these two women creating a private Facebook group. It's called Brevard Rocks. They thought it would be a small circle of friends, but it turned into a group of over 1,000 members right away within a few weeks. Now it's over 41,000 members.
How fun is that?
More people joining every day. It says the concept is simple. Members paint rocks with an uplifting message like be kind, spread kindness, love, whatever, and then they just place them around the community. And I remember this happened a few years back in a community we lived in because I thought it was cool. And I was like, oh, that would be easy. And then I tried to paint a rock, and my rock looked horrible. I was like, well, I wanted to do a fun thing with the radio station. Then I realized how hard it was. I'm like, nah, not doing that. I think it's cool. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. And I do have a link to that story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.